This episode is brought to you by the Thrive Tribe. Check it out at chasingbrighter.com/Thrive Tribe. Hi, in today's episode, we're diving into the world of Femtech for midlife women, exploring the latest innovations that support our health and discovering playful ways to use technology for creativity and connection. Whether you want to optimize your wellness or just add a little more fun to your day, we've got you covered. Let's explore the tech that's helping women thrive. Kelly, technology is changing the way we experience midlife. It helps us track our health, navigate menopause, and even bring more joy and adventure into our lives. From hormone tracking apps to virtual reality travel experiences, tech isn't just about efficiency anymore. It's about enhancing our well being and making life more fun. Yeah, we want to discuss how technology is helping us as women in midlife navigate perimenopause, aging, and overall wellness. There is a
Yeah.
lot happening in this space as
Mhm.
Jess, and I really think this is starting to take off so much, which is why we chose this as a topic. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting more and more how this is coming up. And I think this is a offshoot of women's health is becoming more and more of a topic of conversation, which is great because I feel like it was ignored for so long.
Because the government's stripping and trying to remove us from
Yeah, yes. And it's
Yeah.
moving up the food chain,
Yeah.
where there was a lot of tech with, like, breast pumps. Oh my gosh, Jess,
Yeah.
think about how breast pumps have changed from the time we used them
Have
till
you seen
now.
those? They're like those
Yeah,
silicone circle
it's
things. Yeah.
bananas.
I
So
think too, because I think that I truly believe that very few physicians are armed with the knowledge about perimenopause. That I think a lot of us women have to take our health into our own hands. And this is where tracking apps can really help us, right? Like hormone and menopause tracking apps can help us so we can gather data so we can really be our best advocate when we do have to see a physician because sometimes we're dismissed or ignored.
yeah, I think the apps that we had identified in our
Yeah.
research,
Mhm.
one of them is Caria. You
Mhm.
say it. Is
Yeah,
that how you say
carrier.
it? Caria, which is an AI menopause symptom tracking tool, which I think is really great. And I y you guys need to check out Instagram. I'll have a reel on it. I'm really starting to track a lot of my own symptoms, which literally I had my annual exam, like, a couple weeks ago, and she was like, "Oh, do you have any symptoms?" I was like, "No, not really. What do I need to look for?" And I was like, literally the next day, I feel like I started having, like,
Yeah.
night sweats and, like, I'll say, I guess, hot flashes. It's really weird.
The only symptom I would have for perimenopause would be that I have no brain and I can't think of words, and that's just not anything I've ever experienced before. So I'll like brain fog, I would say. The other tracking app is Balance by Dr. Louise Newson, and that tracks menopause symptoms. Also provides resources and helps with hormone therapy management. So we have two other areas that we want to look at for health, and then we'll get like one for beauty, but like pelvic floor and sexual wellness gadgets. LV Trainer is a smart Kegel trainer that strengthens pelvic floor muscles with real time biofeedback. I've been doing Pilates for 4 years, so I'm all about the pelvic floor. And then there's VFit Gold, which is a home use vaginal wellness device that uses red light therapy to improve tissue health. Do you do anything for pelvic floor, Cal?
I solely focus my I have, like, my ladies training group and, like,
Mm-hmm.
mostly solely focus on core strength,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
part of that. Yes.
Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Kelly and I are not perimenopause health experts, but like a lot of women start experiencing like leakage as well, too. And so
Incontinence?
yeah,
Yeah, and also I hear the one thing I, like, dread is they also pain during sex.
vaginal
I'm
dryness, I
just
think, is supposed
yeah.
to be a symptom. Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
hopefully that doesn't happen anytime soon, but the I think keeping your pelvic floor strong is very important, and as you were saying, you're doing Pilates, I'm doing a lot of strength. There are also experts now and places you can go to continue to get that, uh,
Yeah.
fixed or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I know people who have gone to like, there are
Oh,
small procedures
procedures.
now
Yeah.
that can
Mhm.
help,
Yeah.
that are highly effective to address that as well. I had a lot of issues with even just incontinence after Beckett in particular, but as time has gone on, I'm better. But again, if I have to pee and I sneeze, that's gonna
Yeah.
happen. So I definitely
Not a
need
good
to.
outcome.
Yes.
What about some wearables?
Yeah. The I'm a big fan of the Fitbit, and I also track my cycle and my flow with the Fitbit, but one of the ones that a lot of people don't wanna wear that because everyone has an Apple Watch, and I'm the nerd that wears an Apple Watch and that, but the Aura
Mhm.
Ring is very
Yeah.
popular. The
Yeah.
great thing about the Aura Ring is it tracks sleep, and so it's
Yeah.
very similar
Yeah.
to the Fitbit. The other part that's really great about the Aura Ring, by the way, is that it's its own startup. So the downside with Fitbit is it was bought by Google and there's not a lot of innovation happening.
Amazon. It was bought by Amazon, I thought.
No, Google.
Google?
Yeah. And
Oh.
so there's not a lot of innovation happening on it. So the Aura Ring is really great because they are continuing to drop new features and they have a lot of useful hormone and wellness insights.
We've talked about that before because I left Fitbit and went for an Apple Watch because Fitbit stopped doing all the stuff. But the Aura Ring tracks sleep, stress, heart rate variability, recovery.
Mhm.
It's useful for hormonal wellness insights, but just be careful. We don't want to like spiral into overthinking and over tracking everything because that can be a little too much data. Apple does have a lot of apps that you can add to the Apple Watch that do that. But for sleep, the sleep tracking on Apple just isn't like the Fitbit and Aura Ring are just superior to that. And then there's also, do you say Amazfit Balance, which is a smartwatch, and they track stress tracking, sleep insights, and menstrual cycle monitoring. I use my Fitbit, I like it, and we'll talk about, like, the mindful thing, but I like to check my heart rate. I like to use it to track my steps and my exercise and compete with others with various things.
Okay. So the next topic is smart skincare and beauty tech. And there's a couple like really fun gadgets that are out right now that I know friends have used and really liked. One of those is Zip Beauty, which is a microcurrent facial device and it
Mhm.
stimulates the production of collagen and which as we all know as we age we start to lose, also improves skin elasticity.
And Theraface, which is what we're seeing everyone have, right? Which is the white
Yes.
mask with the red glow. I have not tried it. Have you tried it?
No.
You have friends that have it?
Yes.
And what do they say?
I feel like it's good. They like it.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
unfortunately, there's no, like, miracle cure
I got
on these topics.
during COVID, one of the many weird things I did was get a laser hair removal thing,
Mhm.
and I bought blue lights and different things to help because I get dark spots because I've done, like, BBLs and I've done different stuff, and I try to get dark spots, and so I wanna know how that Theraface will do for a dark spot. So I'll keep you posted, listeners, if I decide to get one. But those are all just exciting and fun things that we can do for health, skincare, beauty. One of the things I'm excited to talk about is fun tech for joy and playfulness and looking at all the new innovative ways that technology has progressed for fun, creativity, and adventure. You guys
Yeah,
did
this is
get
a really
a
fun topic.
VR set, right? You guys have
Yeah,
one?
yeah, we have a Meta Quest, and
Same.
it's really fun. I love Beat Saber. One of the things that I loved back in the 2000s was Guitar Hero.
Mm,
And when I for Christmas, Wes got a PS5, and so I bought a guitar, and I was like, "Oh, we're gonna do Guitar Hero," and it is not the same.
yeah.
Beat Saber, on the other hand, definitely
Yeah.
hits the spot.
Yeah.
It's really fun, it's a good fitness game, and it's hard to get it's a great way to also have fun with your kids. How about you, Jess? Have you tried it, or what have you
We what I enjoyed is the mindfulness stuff. I know we're gonna talk about that, and I was trying to pull up the app that I have with it. Hold on. Remember I said I don't have a brain because of perimenopause? It Trip?
Mhm. Trip it,
Why are you
where you
saying Trip
plan
It?
where you consolidate all your travel plans is called Trip it.
No.
Oh, then I don't.
Yeah, it's Trip. I was right. I do have a brain. TRIPP, which is a calm focus app, and it has all kinds of meditations and stuff, and so you can have that on the MetaQuest and have a guided visual meditation. So I used to take my MetaQuest to work because for my clients who said they can't meditate, it gave a visual for you of even breathing in, it would be like breathing particles in and then breathing particles out
Oh, neat.
and
Okay.
moving your breath to hit rings and stuff. And so I really liked that. My kids love the game, and I'm gonna try during this month as we're gonna be trying to talk about fun.
Uh,
They have the one that's like where you have jobs, job simulator,
uh-huh.
and so like you're a barista and things like that. So I'd like to try that. And there's also a Wonder VR headset. And then there's other brain boosting and relaxing games like a Nintendo Switch. Our kids have Switches and they have a genre called cozy games like Animal Crossing, Disney Dreamlight Valley, which are fun low stress games.
Yeah, another one for brain boosting that is free, which we love, is the New York Times games. Whether it's
Yeah, the puzzle
Wordle
games.
or
Yeah.
Connections,
Connections.
those are a lot of fun, and we have group texts, and we're sharing that with family, and it's a fun
Yeah.
way to stay connected too. I know that my in-laws and my mom do them literally every day. My
Yeah.
mother-in-law,
Yeah.
actually, and mom, and so I think that for them, they find that to be challenging and brain boosting as well.
And there's also Lumosity, which is science-backed brain training games to improve memory, focus, and problem solving. And then creative games and creative stuff on your iPad, you can have Procreate, and that allows for digital painting and sketching tools. And also Endel, and AI generated like soundscapes designed to enhance focus, relaxation, and sleep. So just
Yeah,
thinking
I
like,
love
are
that one.
there some more creative and fun things that you might be able to do, even with an app on your phone? Um,
Exactly.
Looking at more ways that we can play versus Kelly and I talk a lot about how we just end up scrolling on Instagram, and that's not really providing us much benefit.
Yeah, exactly. And that kind of leads into this idea of, or like just talking about, we want to find balance about using technology and just spending time using like in a mindful state, I guess. So
Mhm.
the idea of
Yeah.
being able to blend those is really great and think
Without
about,
like tech taking over your life, right?
yeah, exactly. Making it fun, really focusing on wellness. So we hope that you guys really find some of these tips useful. We are definitely going to be including all the links for everything in the show notes. And remember, a lot of this also is about setting boundaries, whether it's screen time on your device or there's also just, have you seen there's a new setting actually on Apple that if you hold your phone too close to you, it tells you
Yeah.
there's a set that
Mhm.
will remind you. So there's other ways
Yeah.
that you can set
Yeah.
boundaries, I guess is what I want to say.
Yeah. So by setting up your own screen time or using Google has digital well-being. So a way that we can use tech mindfully is just making sure that we're limiting our time.
Yes. Yeah. And I think part of this, in terms of really using tech mindfully, is we are all on social media and there ain't nothing wrong with it. It's really about s- setting those boundaries. But you make sure you're curating a social media feed that is more focused on inspiration and positivity.
Yeah, I've done that. I think what a great idea that a client had told me, if anybody is interested, is create a different account, right? Like we you, you can create an account for like baking, and this is my baking account that I look at just for baking, and then my work account might be more stressful or
Hmm.
whatever, but, "Ooh, this is my account I've created just to have fun and be positive." I think that's something that you can do as well.
That's a great suggestion, Jess. Need to look into that.
And use AI personal assistants for efficiency and stress reduction. So you can use technology to help you reduce stress.
Yeah. Yes. I hope that every single one of you are using Google Assistant or ChatGPT. AI is really a tremendous way of a tremendous innovation and technology and how quickly it is coming to be everywhere in our life. Where like even a year ago, it was like an inkling of a thing and how quickly
Well,
technology
I mean,
changes.
yeah, it was like smart speakers have been around for a while, and that's AI, right? AI has been around a while, but just as far as like
Like
the
personal
growth
assistants and yeah.
has
Yeah.
exploded. I think, like we're saying, technology is evolving fast. It's exciting to see how it can empower us in midlife, right? Not just to stay healthy, but to embrace playfulness, creativity, and joy. So, whether you're using tech to track your wellness or explore a new hobby or using VR to travel the world from your living room, there are so many ways to make tech work for you.
Yes. I love technology. I am a technology consultant for that reason. What we want to hear from you guys is what of these innovations have you tried or what other ones have you tried that we didn't mention? We would love to hear from you. Check out our Instagram posts and reels. We're going to be sharing our own journeys with Femtech. We hope you're able to use this and get your own tech inspired joy back in your life. Until next time, keep embracing the journey and make midlife your best life. Thanks for listening today. Don't forget to subscribe so you can hear our latest episodes as soon as they drop.
If you loved today's episode, share with a friend. Find us on Instagram, Facebook at Chasing Brighter, or check out our blog at chasingbrighter.com and follow us. If you want to know more about Kelly and I, read our blogs, find more tips, tools, and resources, check that out at chasingbrighter.com. Thanks. Remember, your best life is just a listen away.